Asked Steve M1ACB how they'd negotiated the special Mike Bravo call sign series for this year's WRTC. Well, now, you're joining me now, and you've just seen me do a link, and it's live, and it's now 5:23 in the morning. I'll be honest, there aren't many of us here, but we thought you might like to have a look at what goes on all behind the scenes to bring you this live stream. So I'm going to stand up now. I've got to unclip the microphone that's connected into a box on the floor. Because you're radio amateurs, most of you watching this, you'll be interested in technology. So we have a box here, and Dom, by the way, is doing the camera work, which is very good at this time of the morning, Dom. This is called a MADI box, we call it, an 8M microphone converter, and that takes all these inputs of microphones for everybody who's been sitting on the sofa and puts them all into one cable so that we haven't got hundreds of cables going from this studio. Now, this is the view I get, and anybody who comes and sits on our sofa. We've got 4 cameras in here. We've got 3 with these screens that we've made. I made these actually for these cameras, especially for this event, because I realised there was lots of information that we were going to need over the 24 hours. We're playing out a VT at the moment, which stands for videotape. It's a very old term, but is actually still very current as is used still in television. It's just a pre-recording, really. We've got a light, and we've also got a camera there. I don't know if you want to show that, Dom. So when we've shown some of the high-up shots in here, in this room, this is on a thing called a jib. And it means you can see that the camera keeps level at the top. If you have a look right at the top there, Dom, and you can see that the camera is capable of going really quite high to have a look over my head and see what's happening in the bar. So that's our little mini studio that we've created in the corner of this bar area at OY Boston. And from this screen here, I've got both prompts that I can see here. It's not really like an autocue. It doesn't tell you every word to say. But this bottom right-hand picture here is what everybody at home is seeing. So it's what everybody watching the live stream right now is seeing. And this is an exact time on a studio clock. And this is really on a Mac. I looked at all sorts of tools that we might buy or create to do that. And this was the most flexible because it means that with a Mac screen, we can choose what we show on that screen at any one time to help us through this 24 hours. Now, Dom is now going to take us through what we see as we go through here. Now, this was something we negotiated with the hotel. This is actually a storeroom, a cupboard. And the reason we picked this is because this room that I'm going to take you into now, which is part of, called Rosewood 3, it's part of the massive room that you saw in the opening ceremony. And if I come through here, you can see what goes on. Now, normally Heather, who's the producer of the content, is sitting here. She's taking a well-earned rest right now. But she would normally be sitting here and putting all the content in and starting to write little links and things for us to go through. As we move along here, we've got another submixer, which I don't think we're using right now. But you can see this picture here. And as we move along, we can see Kevin here. Now, he's starting to write cues. There's a spreadsheet, which is a lot of Heather's work is planning what we're going to do, all the videos and things that we've got, the pre-recordings, how long they all are. And you have to do this because we're going to be using hundreds of different packages of videos over the next few days. So Kevin is now transferring some of those to work out what the next things, what the next links are going to be. Now, the kind of nerve center that takes all those video cameras and the person who chooses what pictures to use is the director, and this is Tammy M0TC. Some of you will have seen earlier on the live stream, and these are the pictures coming from each camera. So the top right is program out. That's what everybody on the live stream is seeing right now. That's playing a video.
Which we've got 2 minutes 30 left of, so we need to
We've got to be quick, get a move. Thank you very much. We're fitting this video in between all that. This is a wonderful little box here. I must give a shout out for this. This is called a hyperdeck. And this is a very clever box that allows us to store all these videos on there digitally and play them instantly, isn't it, from a button, Tammy? Now, you can't actually live now change because otherwise people at home watching the live stream wouldn't be able to see. But these are all the pictures anyway from different cameras. We've got a picture from the computer where we were looking at the live leaderboard. That's from a special event station. There's nobody there at 5 in the morning. Surprise, surprise. And all of this here, if we just have a look around here, Dom, you can see that. This is the caption Mac, as we call it. It's the computer that generates the lower thirds and all of the captions that we use on there. There's the spreadsheet again, another look at all the spreadsheet with all the data, all of the packages that have been put together. And this is the live streaming system here that actually is sending it out over the internet. We've just got time, hopefully, before I have to go back and sit in the seat to have a look at the editing. And Dom has just handed over the camera to Kevin, M0UDD, because what Dom and Rob and others are spending a lot of time doing is editing a lot of those packages. You know, we've been taking a lot of the videos that have been sent to us from site, but of course we can't show them as they come in because they could reveal call signs and other information that could distort the competition. So here's, and I'm going to hand this microphone to you now, Dom, because I've got to go and sit down. I've got less than a minute to do. Dom will just tell you a bit more about what we're doing and how we get those videos to you. I'll see you in a little while.
Yeah, so the videos actually come in, as I say, over Starlink. So we've got three camera operators out in the field. They are taking video without disturbing the competitors, obviously, as much as possible. They're getting these files recorded. They're going back to, when they can, to a central-ish location, uploading the files over Starlink. They then arrive with us. We get a notification when there are new files. As I say, we then take a quick look at the files, check whether they need sanitizing, apply blurs, add them to music, and then get them ready. And we can then send them directly from these computers straight into that hyperdeck you saw a moment ago, make them available so that at a push of a button, Tammy can put them to air.